Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga by Danny. I am just joining you here from my bedroom with what I call my outdoor yoga mat, so pardon the dirt all over it. It's seen a lot of wear and tear. We're just going to do a simple flow. I've been meaning to get on here and just do a little short video for people that I have crossed paths with along my yoga journey who are missing my flow, and if it resonates with you. It's not going to be anything fancy. In fact, I'm calling it a get out of your head flow, because we just need to get out of our heads and get our bodies moving and get ourselves breathing in order to find our center. So it doesn't have to be fancy. You don't even need a mat. You can just, wherever you can carve out a little space for yourself to do some vinyasa flows with your breath. And after that, hopefully you feel that shift and you feel like you've gotten out of your head, out of your constant mental chatter, for just a brief moment in your day. So let's join together. We're going to do a brief meditation, cross-legged seat, or whatever's comfortable. I don't have any blocks or props, but if it's comfortable for you, go ahead and grab those things. A blanket or a pillow, even from your bed, can work to prop up your hips. But we want to find ourselves a little centered and just start to bring our awareness and focus inward. Palms can be centered on your lap, face down or face up. Go ahead and just close your eyes, start to roll your shoulders around. Forward, back, loosening up the shoulder blades. You may roll the head around gently from shoulder to shoulder if that feels good. And let that be a message that comes with you through this abbreviated practice. Just finding what feels good in your body and noticing what's going on. Let your head come over center, floating right over the shoulders. See if you can sit up a little taller, shoulders stacked over hips. We want a nice tall spine with a groundedness through the sit bones and tailbone. See if you can let those knees drop as you let your legs sort of sink down toward the floor, getting a little heavier through your lower body. As our body starts to find a little more centered groundedness, let's shift the focus to the breath, which is the basis of any yoga practice. Take a full inhale through your nose. And a breath out of the mouth, just clearing away stress and tension. We'll do that twice more, breathing in fully. And breathing out. Feeling your body relax with each breath like that. One more in through the nose. Out of your mouth. At the bottom of that breath, closing your lips. We'll breathe through our nose. If you've taken my class, you know I'm big on our Ujjayi breath, our victorious breath, our warrior breath that is louder than our thoughts, helping us get out of our heads. So lips are sealed, inhaling through the nose. You're exhaling through the nose into the back of your throat. As if you're saying ha, but your lips are sealed. There's a vibration and a resonance. Again. Long breath out of the nose. Start to hear the ocean sound and quality your breath is making. Taking a couple more, letting inhale be equal to exhale. On your next full breath in, hands come into heart center in prayer. Thumbs press against the chest gently. You could bow your head towards your heart, bringing even more awareness there. Keeping your breath flowing continuously. And with ourselves a little more connected to our heart and our attention more inward. Setting an intention for the practice that you have in front of you, however brief or however much time you have in it. What do you need? Is it helpful for you to join this intention that I'm kind of setting for myself, which is getting out of your head? Get out of your head. Do what you can in the season you're in the moment you're in. And to move your body and to feel good. And with that intention recognized, blinking your eyes gently open again and getting ready to move your body with that breath that you just established. We'll move our way to our hands and knees, spreading fingers out underneath the shoulders, knees hip width, feet extending straight from behind, trying to stretch those tops of your feet out. Little fuzz on me. And just feeling the ground, letting yourself connect and ground down into this earth. Strong, straight arms, elbow creases are forward. And again, if you've ever taken my class, you can probably hear my voice in your head right now. Triceps are firing. So strong, straight arms for these cat and cow movements of the spine with the breath. Starting with an in-breath. Inhale to drop the belly and pull your heart forward. Breathing out, tailbone tucks in, low belly pulls in, and the head drops last. From the back of the spine to the front, inhale. And on your breath out, tucking tail, rounding like that cat. We're opening up the backs of the shoulders. We're actually starting to fire up the core here too. Inhale. Spreading collarbones wide, pulling heart forward, stretching the throat out. Exhale to round. And just really starting to warm up that spine. Inhale, a couple more rounds. Exhaling through your nose, letting your ocean breath guide your movements. One more time, breathing in. Breathing out. And as you inhale again, coming into a neutral spine with the shoulders over the wrists. And just some organic movements before we come into the first down dog. You can kind of barrel roll the chest. And maybe flip your hands around if you need to stretch the front of your forearms out. There's no right or wrong. Try to find a little organic movement. You might rock the hips forward and back, kind of massaging those wrists out, those hands getting activated and warmed up. Vinyasa yoga is a lot of work on the hands and wrists. So warming those up is always good. Flipping hands back in front if you had them turned the other way. And just kind of shaking off anything that needs to be shaken off. When you're ready, take one more look at those hands, spreading fingers out, rooting through the inner parts of the palms, pressing fingertips into the mat firmly. Inhaling, curling the toes. And on the exhale, straightening the legs, lifting the hips, finding first downward facing dog. And as you gaze backwards towards your feet, go ahead and start to pedal out your legs, bending right, straightening left. Bending left, straightening right, walking out the dog. Waking up the hamstrings and the calves. Stretching your Achilles tendons, soles of your feet, waking up the toes. And at the same time, shaking out your head, yes or no, shake away, imagine, visualize you're shaking away anything heavy that is on your mind that does not serve you. Anxiety, stress that you're carrying around, and you just want to shake it off for just a little while, just let it go for a little while. And then let your hips go side to side, teasing out length in the sides of the body, your ribs opening up. You want to create space for the lungs to expand. And you can feel those arms waking up. Downward dog is an active place to be. It is a restful position in some ways, but it's active also. So stretching now, you're pressing the front of the mat away, hips lifting high, hollowing the low belly. We've moved around. Let's find just a couple breaths of stillness in this initial downward dog. Eyes landing, back of the mat, known as your drishti. Letting your eyes gaze still helps your mind find stillness also. Breathing here. One more. And as you breathe out, let your knees come down toward the mat nice and wide, but your big toes touching. Rock your hips towards your heels. Let your head rest on your mat, finding a restful child's pose. Child's pose is very grounding energetically. You can really feel your mat. You can feel the earth slowing you down, bringing you into the present moment awareness. And while you're here, maybe breathing into the back of your lungs and the lower back and the outer hips. Just really generating those deep, full inhales and those ocean sounding exhales. One more. When you're ready, finding your way back, downward facing dog. This down dog, we'll go three-legged dog, taking right leg high, which is gonna really stretch that right side of your body and activate it and wake it up. Same time, left leg is stretching, back of left leg is stretching and lengthening. Eyes are still, taking a deep breath, letting your hip open up as you lift and then bending your right knee. It's like a good morning stretch for the right side. You can feel it through all the way to the right shoulder. Let's go ahead and circle that right knee around. My favorite sort of just organic movements to wake up the hips. Stretch the front of the right hips. Release your right foot, left leg goes high. So yogi toes on those left toes, extending through your left side, stretching, lengthening. Now our right leg is lengthening. Breath is through the nose. Deep breath in, lifting leg, opening hip, bending left knee. Breathing all the way into the bottom of that left lung. Circling left knee around, opening up that left hip. Noticing if there's any crankiness in our hips today. And release. Let's go ahead and take one more child's pose. I can feel those arms. Just a quick one here, just to acclimate and let that warmth that we've done so far kind of work through the body. Starting to feel nice and toasty inside. The deeper we breathe, the louder we breathe, the more heat we also generate from the inside. So it's not hot yoga, but it can be hot from the internal. All right, so we're back in downward dog, shifting forward to our first plank, shoulders over wrists. Let's go find some alignment there in this plank. Look at the elbows, look at the creases of the elbows, or you could call them the eyes of the elbows. They're shining forward, which allows the shoulders to rotate externally away from your ears. Hollow that low belly, pull it in and out. Imagine you're kind of zipping up the front of the body. Press heels back, activate quads. So your whole body is working here, not just the arms, not just the core, but the whole body really becoming solid and strong, like a solid piece of wood, like a plank. Holding for 3, building that heat, building that strength. Steady eyes, steady breath. One more. You got this. Now as you inhale, gazing forward, here comes that shift forward on the toes, leading us into that low push-up, chaturanga, elbows gazing your ribs as you control the descent all the way to the belly. Yes, if that was hard for you, it was hard for me too. And I've been doing this a while, so it never really gets easy. Let's go 3 cobras in a row. Fingertips underneath the tops of the shoulders, elbows pull in, scapula squeeze gently together, legs are active. This is a spine strengthener and a chest opener. Inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, release. Try not to use your arms, use that lower back. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale, release. Big push all the way back to down dog. Feeling warmer, feeling toastier. At least I am. Okay, so we've warmed up a little bit, or maybe a lot. Let's take it to our first full sun salutation. Again, this is just a simple, sort of basic practice. It's not going to be necessarily easy, but hopefully if you have some yoga background, you'll be able to follow the best you can. And if you're brand new, just do the best you can, okay? That's all we can ever do, right? So it's inhale, looking forward between your hands. Walk, step, or hop your feet to your hands. When you're at the top of your mat, find a halfway lifted spine. It's a long parallel spine, breathing in. And as you breathe out, taking a fold forward, head is heavy. Rooting down through your feet, inhale, sweeping arms high overhead. Looking up past your fingers, maybe take a moment here, this full body stretch, feeling your legs, feeling your arms, reaching and rooting. Full body opening. And then one more deep breath. On your breath out, bending knees, exhale, folding over your legs, letting your head drop. Inhale, lengthening your spine halfway. I'm going to take the first one a little slower. Step back, high plank. On your out breath, exhale to chaturanga. On your inhale, finding upward dog with legs lifted or cobra. On your exhale, finding downward dog. Good. So you have that option to jump back for, of course, if you feel like jumping around, or you can always step back. You can also, remember, I'll just demonstrate this quick, use your knees in chaturanga, shifting forward, elbows kiss those ribs. So that just adds that little bit of support. We're trying to create a meditation in motion, a flow with movement and breath together. Let's go for 2 more of those sun salutations, saluting that light. Inhale, look forward. On your out breath, feet to hands. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, folding. That 1 breath per movement pace. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to your vinyasa, high plank to chaturanga. Inhale, lifting chest. Exhaling, down dog. And in between each round, we're still, we pause and we feel. We feel what's happening inside. Heart starts beating stronger. Blood starts moving. Mind becomes more still. Inhale, looking forward. Let's do 1 more sun. Hop or step. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep. Looking up. Folding forward. Lengthening long. Chaturanga, stepping or hopping, elbows in. Hard opening inhale. Over the toes, down dog, exhale. Good, breathing here. Can you soften your face? We're feeling those muscles working hard, but where can we also match that with a little bit of softness? Head heavy, jaw and forehead relaxed. That soft gaze of eyes. We're gonna go right into Sun B. Sun B will be our yoga crunch flow, is what I call it. It's just a Sun B mixed with a little bit of core throughout the flow. It is a little vigorous at times, and it gets our heart rate up, and it builds quite a bit of heat from the inside. So we're gonna be sweaty after this, but we can do it. From the top, inhale, look forward, take a walk or a hop. Halfway we go. Exhale, we fold. Finding our first chair, bending knees, dropping hips, finding Utkatasana. Exhale to fold. Inhale, finding a long spine. On your breath out, finding a vinyasa. Breathe in, shoulder blades wide, collarbones wide. Exhale. Let's go right leg high. Bringing knee into nose. Yoga crunch. Take it up. Bring it in again. Take it up. 1 more good one. Squeeze all the air out. Inhale it up high. On your out breath, step it between your hands. Breathing into high lunge. Breathing out to warrior 2. 1 breath per movement pace, reversing warrior. On your out breath, coming through vinyasa, maybe a 1 leg push-up is in your practice. Inhale, exhale. Left leg goes up. Knee to nose. Squeeze all the air out when you bring that knee in. Take 1 more, really exaggerate it. Rounding, shoulders shift forward. Take it up. Step, high lunge, breathe in. We breathe out, finding a warrior 2 stance. We breathe in, side body goes long. We breathe out through vinyasa, 1 leg push-up. Stillness between, observation between. Yeah, these kind of push us a bit. Sort of a cardiovascular part of my practice when I get on the mat and I have a limited time and I just want to feel alive and get out of my head. We're going to go from the top of the mat, 2 more rounds, each working different parts of the core. On an inhale, look forward. On your out breath, hop or step. Halfway we lift. Exhale, we fold. Chair pose on an inhale. Exhale to fold. Halfway we lift. Find your vinyasa, let's go. Moving with that ocean breath. Right leg high. Shift forward, knee to right tricep. See if you can tap it. All the air squeezes out. Full exhale. Full inhale. Full exhale. Full inhale. Now we step it forward, add it into the flow. Rise, high lunge. Breathe out, warrior two. Breathe in. Follow your out breath like you're riding a little wave to chaturanga. Feel that fluidity with body and breath. Left leg high. Knee to left tricep. Again. One more. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Take it up. Find the step. High lunge. Breathing out. Warrior two. Lengthening the left side body on an in breath. Riding that wave of breath to the bottom of your push-up. Stillness and breath. Hips lift a little further away from hands. Can you find more length in subsequent downward dogs in your body? From the last round of sun B, inhale, look forward. Bend those knees, hop or step. Halfway up. Fold it out. Finding Utkatasana. Breathing, folding forward. Lengthening in the inhale, lift your heart. Chaturanga, step or hop. Breathing in, heart opening. Breathing out, hips high. Right leg goes up. Knee travels to the left tricep. See if you can tap it if it's available. Pushing through those barriers, take it up. Or backing off, take it up. Stepping forward, we find our lunge. Breathing out, those hips open up. Breathing in, right arm reaches back. Breathing out, we float it down, high to low. Start to feel that prana, left leg high. Knee to right. Take it up. Bring it across. Take it up. Squeeze it one more time, all the air is out. Take it up. These aren't easy, step it forward. Breathing out. Right, left arm reaches back, inhale. Down we go, we have a little rest coming after this. Inhale. And on your out breath, let yourself fall into child's pose for a moment. Either arms by the side or arms out in front, forehead to the earth. Maybe a little rock side to side with the forehead, and you're just feeling that pulse. That pulse of feeling alive, heart beating strong. Our bodies are always in the present moment. It's that mind that starts to wander between the past and the future, causing that anxiety and that worry and that stress. All right, let's take that heat, let's take that warmth into some standing postures for alignment. Right leg goes up. We're just gonna come right into our warrior one. So your heart rate is still beating strong. You can feel all that heat. So we want to take that flow to kind of set us up for our standing series where alignment matters. Back foot, 45 degrees. And I'm not a purist on alignment. I don't pretend to know more than anyone else. I know what I know, and that's what I know. So your right knee is over that right heel. You're squaring your shoulders toward the front of your mat. And once you feel that waist down, grounded foundation, you take your arms, either reach them up, hands apart, or you could bring your hands into prayer, which is a harder version. And your eyes landing at one point in front of you on a place that does not move. And once you're here, just breathe. Continue to press through your feet. And as you inhale, lift up a little higher. Some people like to travel into a sort of mini back bend. I'm not super flexible in that way. but it still feels like a good stretch for the lungs and the ribs. Feel the fire. Allow it to burn. One more breath. Take a deep inhale, lift. On your exhale, hands to heart center. Warrior 3 will be interesting with this plant in front of me. Let's see how it goes. Hands in prayer, we'll lean our weight into the front leg and lift our back leg. And get up close and personal to my plant. Yogi toes on your left foot. Hear my voice if you know my class and you know me. Yogi toes are one of my things. So spread the toes to activate tiny little muscles in your left leg. Spiral that left leg in, hollow that belly. Breathe here, finding balance, or doing the best you can with the shakiness that can be there. Practice is not perfect, not supposed to be. Concentration and determination in this posture. Let's bring hands to mat. Framing front foot, I know this is a big stretch for many of us, including me. Standing split, doing the best you can to create that stretch in the back of your right leg. If you're extra tight today, allow it to be so. Don't try and change it or force it. Just do what you can with that, with the tightness that's there. Bending your right knee, bringing your left foot down and your left knee to the floor. Coming up, we'll find a nice low lunge. This is more just a nice good stretch and psoas stretch and front flexor stretch. If you sit a lot, you may get tightness here. Most of us do sit more than we have in the past. So just getting that stretch, that length. Don't collapse into it. More integrity and the sense of squeezing in and lifting up. If you want to increase the stretch, right hand on top of right thigh. Left hand goes up and over. Up and over, very slight. You'll feel the stretch travel all the way down from your hand deeper into that psoas. Good. Coming back to center, framing that front foot, stepping into high plank. From here, big toes touch. We're going to tack on a little side plank here. So upper body, some core after a leg heavy little sequence. Coming onto the outer edge of right foot. Left arm going up to ceiling. Left leg lifting, if it's available. Stacking your shoulders, stacking your hips. And just allowing yourself to feel a little shaky. But you're strengthening those obliques, you're strengthening that right arm. You are just getting stronger all over. Breath through the nose, one more. Then find a high plank, and if it's in you, have an exhale to chaturanga. An inhale, top dog. And an exhale back to down dog. Let's shake it up. Woo. Left leg will lift. Stepping it forward to warrior 1. And now we are on the other side of this sequence. All right, so let's find that alignment in warrior 1 on the left. Back foot 45 degrees, pushing into outer edge of that pinky toe on the back foot. Front knee stacking right over left heel. Arms going up when you're ready. So you're grounding through the waist down. In every standing pose, those elements. A groundedness from the waist down toward the earth, feeling the foundation, and a liftedness, a radiance in the upper body. Your eyes can go up or stay forward, whatever's better for your neck. Try not to crunch the back of the neck when you look up. Keep the back of the neck long. Find some steady breaths here. Build that heat. Build that awareness to just commit to where you are. Even when it's hard, even when it sucks. Coming out on the other side with more resilience. Good, bringing your hands into your prayer. Keeping your eyes forward or possibly shifting your eyes toward the floor, bringing your weight into your left leg, lifting the right foot and extending that right leg strong and straight. You want that right leg extended so all the muscles are hugging in toward the bones. And those yogi toes, again, help bring those little tiny muscles online. Hollow the belly, spiral the right thigh in, tendency to open the hips. We want to keep the hips square and the body eventually really parallel with the floor. So you're like a T. Squeezing shoulder blades together. Embracing the shakiness. If you already fell on the left side, you are a normal human being because the left side is always shaky. But that's okay. Are you here? Are you right here with your breath? If you fell out, try to come back. Good, both hands to the floor for a moment, a little pause in your standing split. Hollow the belly to get your chest slightly closer. There is always that ankle grab option. Or you can stay right where you are and breathe right where you are. Sometimes that's it, just being with what is, not trying to go further, just pausing where you are. Yogi toes still on the right foot. Bending your left knee when you're ready. Ball of the back foot goes down to the floor. Right knee drops for that low lunge. Take a moment to pause here and find some alignment. Again, we don't want to collapse. If you find yourself are a more flexible person, do not let your hips just kind of be loosey-goosey, as I say. You want some tendency to, you want to feel like there's a hugging in. Core is strong. Hips traveling forward to the degree that you can hold that hugging in and also feel the stretch in that front right hip. Don't let the left knee cave in. If it's doing that, pull it out a little bit. Stay where you are, maybe both hands to the front thigh or just left hand with that right arm up. Breathing in to create length. And on your out breath, there's a slight leaning over to the left, stretching from the fingertips all the way through now to that psoas. On the right, hip flexor. On the right. Right side body, right lungs, right ribs. Just creating some space for deeper breath to flow. One more. Awesome, now both hands frame the front foot. We're stepping into that high plank. And then we're going side plank on the left. I'll be facing away from you. So outer edge of left foot, or you can always bring your left knee down, finding Vashisthasana side plank. Left shoulder stacked over, left wrist. Hips lift high, that's your oblique spiring. Shoulders stacked. Right hand wants to touch the ceiling. And if that energy is so strong, maybe the right foot wants to lift too. And you feel like a star, a big star, opening up in all directions, pushing past those limiting beliefs. Take one more. And take it down through that optional extra chaturanga burn. Downward facing dog. We're gonna shake it out. Whew. Okay, who needs hot yoga? Because I am dripping in sweat. Awesome. We're going to keep that to be our standing series today in the vein of keeping things abbreviated and just a little bit of movement. But normally there'd be more after that. But let's get down to the floor and start to, well, first let's do a little core, because if you know me, we always do some bow pose, some core. We got to work that in. We got to get there, even though it's a secret love-hate situation. All right, so knees into chest, hands in front of you, lift your feet, spread your toes. Chest lifts, knees squeeze. Arms lift as if you were holding a beach ball. So you've got your imaginary beach ball and your drishti, your eye gaze, one point. Okay, your breath continues to flow through your nose. If you lost it, come back now. It's never too late. Never too late to breathe again. And we'll bring you right back to center like an anchor. This is where you build deep core strength, inner fire, tapas, or that determination to stick with it, to do the hard work. It's right here. 5 more breaths on your own. Just breathe. Shaking. It's okay. And release. Tell yourself some awesome affirmation that you need to hear, as if you're talking to your best friend, just trying to build them up. You got this. I've got this. I'm doing the best I can with what I have. I'm doing the work. All right, come onto your backs from here. So we just kind of strengthened, and in essence, we sort of shortened the core and those front hip flexors and psoas. So we will use our bridge to kind of open up and create length and create balance in the body. So your knees are bent, your heels are close to your glutes. Reach down, touch the heels, make sure they're close. And then tilting that tailbone, tilting that pelvis, we're gonna press the back down, engage the core, and start to peel your back up off the floor, all the way to the tops of the shoulders. Then when you're there, interlace hands and wiggle and shimmy your shoulder blades underneath you together. Once they're kind of close together, pressing through the feet really firmly, especially the big toe mound, and pressing your arms and hands into the mat beneath you, lifting your hips and lifting your chest. Keeping your eyes up and your chin lifted instead of tucked in will keep the back of your neck safe. Now once you get to the top, breathing in 2 or 3 breaths to create space here in the lungs, in the front of the body, and that length I was talking about in the hips and quads. Taking a deep breath in, your deepest. All the way to the top, and then as you breathe out, release your hands and relax your back toward the floor. Take a moment to feel any sensations in the heart center and just in your body overall. Chances are you feel tingling sensations. Let your knees go side to side. Call a reverse windshield wiper. Good, drawing knees into chest, giving yourself that little counter squeeze. For your lower back, it's like a little massage. Good. Now you're going to take your legs and bring them up toward the ceiling, coming into an inversion, something that gets your body upside down and the blood to kind of flow back the other way. You could use a block and just kind of have your, or even nothing. You could bring your legs against the wall and do legs up the wall pose. Just something that inverts the largest, most vascular muscles of your body, your quadriceps. So we want to get the legs upside down. This is perfectly fine, or you can lift your hips a little higher. Hands going to low back, out to right underneath the hips, so that slight bend in the hips. So your neck feels absolutely free. There's no weight in your neck. You have that slight curve in the back of your neck to maintain. Okay, so finding a drishti with your eyes to one point. Maybe it's your toes, maybe it's something on your ceiling if you have a point there, or you're even just your navel. And we want to just feel ourselves kind of slowing down here. This is a calming, relaxing posture. Calming the nervous system. Your breath is still through the nose. It's not as vigorous, but so you can start to consciously start to slow down the breathing. It is still through your nose, though, to keep your nervous system calm and keep you engaged in the practice that you're in. Whatever needs to get done today can still wait for now. You're taking care of you. You're filling your cup. And you can feel that little tingling in your legs right now, in your joints of your legs, your knees, your feet and ankles tingling a little. And when you're ready, slowly all the way back down to your mat, to the back. Extending your legs out long and as wide as your mat. Arms are by your side with your palms face up. Shake your head around, move out any kinks. Fidget around, fix what needs to be fixed. We are heading into Shavasana. This is where it all comes together. This is not a pose to say, I'll skip this part and move on with your day. It's only going to be 1 minute of stillness to sort of integrate your breath, your postures, your intention, everything kind of integrates here in our stillness. So allow yourself this, give yourself this little gift. It's 1 minute of stillness out of your whole day. Arms relax, fingers curl up, toes relax, eyes are closed. Take a full breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and breathe out nice and slow. One more like that, inhale. We breathe it all out. Anything that needs to leave, anything still hanging on. Lips closed gently together, but the breath becomes so soft that you may not even hear it anymore, but it's there, in and out naturally. Allow yourself to drift into this stillness. If your mind is still going a million miles an hour and it's not going to pause today, it's okay. Maybe just allow it to do that. Keep your body as still as it can be. Starting now, Shavasana. Take a full breath in through your nose. Breathing out of your mouth, starting to wiggle around your fingers and your toes to bring movement to your body. As you take another deep breath, legs draw together, arms extend over your head. It's a full body stretch out. Your knees draw into your chest. You're going to roll to the left or right. And with the help of one of your hands, press yourself up to a seat. Trying to maintain your eyes closed, just to keep that awareness within till the end of practice. And finding that cross-legged seat we began our practice in. Palms in your lap, shoulders down the back, eyes closed. And see if you can feel the difference that just this short practice made. For me, I instantly feel just this wave of energy, but it's a calm energy. I feel alive. I feel more focused. I feel like my mind is not going a million miles an hour anymore. Maybe I can be a little more clear with my thoughts for the rest of the day, more intentional with my thoughts. And that's what yoga can give us. It just gives us this little space. Space to breathe, space to be. Bring your hands in prayer. Bow your head into your heart. Thank yourself for doing the best that you could do. There's always barriers, there's always obstacles, there's always reasons why we can't do this or that, but today, you did it. You did what you could do. Draw upon that as you make your way through the rest of your day or wherever your practice is leading you next. Namaste. Gently open your eyes. Thank you for joining me wherever you are. I am happy to be a small part of your day or your practice. You can always find me on Instagram at Yogi Danny, and that's where I am for now. Thank you.